What's up, guys? So today I'm going to walk you through my hunting saddle setup. We're going to dive into gear, packs I use, platforms, saddles, and everything in between. Stay tuned. Let's get into it. All right, let's talk about saddles. So I do have two saddles. I have the Latitude Outdoors Method 2 saddle, which was the first saddle I ever bought and purchased when I got into saddle hunting. And then I also have the Tethrd Ultralock saddle. But I found that the Latitude Method 2 is just way more comfortable, for me at least, than the Ultralock. The Ultralock, I love the slim pocket design on both sides. You're able to store all kinds of gear in there, and there's not a lot of bulk on your sides, especially when you're trying to turn around and get a shot when someone's coming up from behind you. But if I had to pick one saddle, it'd probably be the Method 2. The reason why is the two-panel design I absolutely love, because when I'm in a tree and I start kind of getting achy or my knees start getting tired from leaning all day, what I do is I pop that bottom panel down and I'm able just to sit in there, pulling the top panel up on my back to support my back, and I'll switch between the two. For shorter sits, I'm usually running the Ultralock saddle, but for long all-day sits, or if I'm in the tree for an extended time, I'm running the Method 2. For the climbing sticks, so I use the SS Carbon climbing sticks from Latitude Outdoors, and I've done a video on these recently, so I'll go ahead and put that at the top of the screen, so you can go ahead and click on it, and I'll drop it down in the description below. But super solid sticks, absolutely love them. I do have a modification video in the same video I'm talking about, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out. To carry them, I use gear ties. Honestly, huge fan of the gear ties over the straps or bungees. They're fast, quiet, easy to manage in the dark, and I absolutely love the gear ties. I've tried other components, other methods, but the gear ties keep those sticks nice and neat to your body, nice and tight. So as you're climbing, they're not swinging back and forth, hitting your platform, hitting the tree. So I love the gear ties. For my lineman's rope and tether, I use the Latitude Outdoors 8mm vapor line. They're super ultra lightweight, super strong. They pack down very well on my sides. They're not very bulky. On my tether, I use the Conduct rope clamp. This makes adjusting my position quick and easy. Just slide up or down with one hand and it locks solid. No more messing with knots. I'm not worried about trying to undo the knot as I'm in the tree and moving it up and down. That Conduct is super awesome. Highly recommend it. But make sure you have a safety knot at the end of your rope. All right, getting into platforms, I run the Latitude Outdoors Profile platform. This thing is super compact, lightweight, and just locks in solid to the tree. I'm also currently testing out the Hunt Arsenal Razor. This is the Magnum 2.0 platform. A little bit more foot space, which makes it nice for longer sits and more movement. It's still easy to pack in, but gives me a little bit more comfort when I'm moving around up in the tree. That Profile from Latitude Outdoors is super solid. I love how it angles down, so that way you can leave some pressure off your feet, bend your knees a little bit, be a little bit more comfortable when you're up in the tree. On both platforms, what I do is I put a little gear tie, and what I use that for, when I reach the top of my climb, I clip my platform to my lineman's belt using the gear tie. And what that allows me to do is be hands-free while I wrap the strap around the tree and get it all set up. This isn't my idea. I saw this on a previous video last year at some point, and I decided to use it, and it's awesome. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Add a little gear tie to your platform. You're able to put it on your lineman's belt or whatever else that you're using, and then that way you can just grab your strap with two hands, get it into place. Makes life a little bit easier. All right, the way I clip my platform to my saddle, I ended up getting these clips. So what I typically do is I put one of the ends on my platform and the other end on my saddle. That way, before I climb the tree, I can just take my platform, clip it to my back, get up right where I need to mount my platform, reach back, unclip it, and I'm able to hang my platform up. These little clips, they're pretty durable. I haven't had any issues with them. I got these from Vital Ground Outdoors. I'll link them down below, but last time I checked their website, I believe his shop was closed currently. I'm not sure if he has any plans to reopen, but I'll go ahead and link it anyway. All right, another thing I wanted to show you guys is how I set up my rangefinder. So this typically hangs from my gear strap when I need it. Everything is stealth stripped. When I need it, I can just pull it out, get my range, let it go back, and I'm hands-free. I'm not fumbling around with this thing. It's tethered. I won't drop it, but I usually hang this on my gear strap, and all this is one of those retractable ID card devices off of Amazon, just completely stealth stripped. If I don't want to run this, I have the option just to take this clip and use it like that, but 90% of the time I'm utilizing it just like this. This is also good for clipping it on your belt and bringing it to your face, so super convenient. Just figured I'd share that with you guys as well. Once I get up to the tree, I step up on my platform. First thing that I always do is ensure I get my tether ready and lock myself in so that way I'm nice and safe. Next, underneath my tether is my gear strap. So this is the Tethrd HYS strap. So I absolutely love this strap. I love how you have a little portion that runs down the tree so you're able to put your backpack at different levels. Typically, I'll hang my binos off this since I don't like taking a bino harness up into the tree with me. So I'll just bring my binos with a little hook, put them on that gear strap, and I'm good to go. I also use the Tethrd Fold and Go bow hanger. Now I have tried different bow hangers, but I just absolutely like this one. This one works. It's simple. I did add some stealth stripping to it, so that way as I'm putting my bow on or taking it off, it's as quiet as possible. That way I'm not spooking a buck that comes in and screw up the shot. All right, once I'm in the tree, I didn't have this out when I was filming the tree climbing portion, but I am a big fan of the retractable gear hoist. This particular one is made by Allen Company. I think I got it off Amazon. I'll link this down below if you guys are interested. I have tried other ones in the past. So I've tried this one. This is the one that you crank yourself, but I prefer this one, even though it's a little bit more bulkier. And the reason why is last year when I was climbing a tree, it was a little windy. This rope just literally, as I got to the top, was just flying all over the place, getting caught up in trees. So during windy conditions, this is not ideal. I don't prefer it. I prefer the retractable ones. There's no mess, and it's just a cleaner setup. And just as you're climbing back down, it just spools right back in. You're not sitting there having to crank, waste more time. So this is the one I use. This is the one I like. And I got several of these gear hoists. I got one in my Ultra Lock saddle that's permanently pretty much attached. And then I carry this one because I can just Velcro it onto my saddle or my pack. And then I typically don't like having this around my saddle area exposed just because it's a little noisy. Could hit it up against something. It's just way more bulk around your saddle that you don't really need. So I typically run knee pads. So what I'm using is the Tethrd knee pads. I prefer the knee pads over the cushion. One, it's one less thing I got to strap around the tree and mess with and pull out of my bag. The knee pads, as soon as I leave my truck and I'm starting to walk in, I already have the knee pads on. One less thing I got to worry about. And these knee pads by Tethrd are super comfortable. I've worn these for hours on end, and I've never had issues with the straps digging into my legs or anything. Additionally, I like using the knee pads over the cushion because sometimes I do come around at a weird angle around the tree, and I'm able to kind of brace myself without banging up my knees to be able to make a shot that's around the tree, or I have to get in a weird position, which you can't do with a cushion. Now this year, I'm also running camera gear to bring with me on my hunts. So I ended up getting the 4th Arrow triple arm to be able to attach my camcorder on top of a fluid head. The triple arm is super lightweight, so I tested it out during this climb. That was one of the main reasons why I went out there and to film the video, but I can't wait to use this during the actual season. It's perfect for tree filming without carrying a bunch of extra bulk except for the camera. Also, I'll be running an Insta360 camera that's going to be mounted above me. That's to capture kind of the whole thing, and in case my main camera goes out, at least I have some footage. Sometimes I'll attach a GoPro to my tether facing me, but that's going to be my camera gear, this setup. But this main camera is going to be to film the actual shots. All right, to carry all this stuff, what I use is the Eberlestock X2 pack. This pack is awesome, especially the wing style side pockets. I can strap sticks vertically, slide the platform in, and still access everything I need. It cinches tight, carries weight very well, and keeps my setup balanced. I am a huge fan of the Eberlestock stuff. I do have the Ranger 22 by Latitude Outdoors. I'm going to run that for the early season, just because when it gets later, I'm carrying more stuff. Typically, when I go in the woods, I tend to bring more stuff than I actually need. There's a saying that I grew up with: if you have one, it's none. If you have two, it's one. So what that means is something's going to break, something's going to go wrong. So that's why you should always have two. 2 headlamps, 2 knives, 2 sets of batteries for each equipment. I'm always bringing 2 things in, obviously to, a certain extent. I'm not going to bring in 2 bows. Typically, if it can go wrong, it will. So make sure you bring stuff in. That's why I like the Eberlestock X2. Just allows me to pack a little bit more in there. But the Ranger 22, we're going to test that out a little bit in the early season just to see if I like it. And then I will get back to you guys and I will let you know if that is something that is worthwhile or not. For hydration, I'm usually bringing a Camelback. Prefer the Camelback over a water bottle or canteen just because it's silent, it's quiet. A couple seasons ago, I was grabbing water and unscrewing my little Nalgene bottle and ended up spooking a couple of deer. So that's why I like running the Camelback. It's just super quiet, super easy, and I'm able to stay hydrated while I'm out hunting. That is my 2025 saddle hunting setup. From the Method 2 saddle, the SS sticks, the camera gear, the pack system, it's all designed to be mobile, efficient, and comfortable. Everything works together, no fluff, just gets the job done. Thanks so much for watching. If you got questions about any of the gear, drop them in the comments. I will list everything down in the description as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming hunts. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.